welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, Nick beside me, Tim down below. We are ready to break down some Thursday sports. We will start with a little preseason hockey, get into Thursday night football, and then baseball at the end. Also, with best bets closing out the show. We'll start by taking a look at the current standings for the show. Best bets up 8 units in baseball. Dog of the day up 6.55 units. Over under down 4.68. So overall, baseball is profitable. Football, no change from yesterday. Over under killing it. Best bet dog of the day a little bit down there. College football, again, no change. And then other sports, I think there was a little bit of a change, but still up in other sports.
Yeah, I went down in dog of the day because I had the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, you suck.
But yeah, basically, other sports will have preseason hockey in it because I don't want to say it's not real hockey, but the NHL standings will be from the regular season on. That's all we'll do. But we'll look today, and we'll start with preseason hockey and take a look what we've got today. I did not get to as much preseason hockey. Something we've noticed is that just because a team has their full lineup doesn't mean they're going to win. These prospects seem to be a little bit more motivated than the veterans.
They have something to prove.
Yeah, the veterans that know that their spot is locked up and they're going to be in the lineup don't really have anything to prove, while these prospects are really trying to prove that they belong. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I will be honest, I didn't really give too much of a look. I do know Florida will have Kachuk and most of a lot of their starters today. Minus 275. So that's what you would have to pay with Florida right now. I did bet Minnesota earlier, which I got for minus 108. It is now plus 150.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So basically the reason for that is lineups were announced, and the Stars will have a lot of their regulars in the lineup. Hakanpää, Miro Heiskanen, Radek Faksa, Jamie Benn, Joe Pavelski, Roope Hintz, Gurianov, as well as Tyler Seguin will all be in the lineup today. For the Stars, goaltending will be Adam Scheel, their third stringer, and Anton Khudobin, who in his one game played for 20 minutes and has a 6 goals against with an .846 save percentage. Obviously, one period of play, not too good. Minnesota side, we'll have Jake Middleton, Tyson Yost, who's coming off a 2-goal game, Sam Steele, who assisted on those 2 goals, Nick Paton, some person I don't really know too much about that has a goal and assist for the Wild already in preseason, Marco Rossi, top prospect who has 2 assists as well. Brodin and Zuccarello will both be making their preseason debuts. Jared Spurgeon will be playing. And then prospects Ryan O'Rourke, Adam Beckman, Kalen Addison, 3 guys I'm high on will all be playing. And then some AHLers filling that out. And then for goaltending, the Wild's top goaltending prospect, Jesper Wallstedt, will be starting the game. I'm not sure if they'll be splitting it halfway through. He played 29 minutes and got the win, but has a 4.08 goals against, .846 save percentage. So not really good numbers, but it's half of a game in preseason. So you have to keep that as it is. Zane McIntyre didn't allow a goal. So he's a 0 goals against and a 100 save percentage in 29.44. So goaltending is pretty much a wash. Stars will have more of their regulars in, but basically, you know where I'm going. Minnesota's plus 150. I have them minus 108. I am going to rebet them for obviously a smaller amount, but I will have a smaller amount on the plus 150. Yes, the Stars have a lot of their regulars, but the Wild have regulars too, and they've got a lot of young guys trying to prove themselves. So I'll look for the Wild in this one. Didn't get to any other NHL preseason today. I do know Vancouver has a lot of their regulars playing, but as I said, just because a team has a lot of regulars doesn't mean you necessarily want to jump all over them. Nick, preseason hockey, any thoughts on today's games?
Yeah, I've had gut plays the first 2 days. Plays I didn't bet, but if I were betting, I would look towards. 2 days ago, I had the Red Wings. Yesterday, I had the Blackhawks. So 2 ugly teams and big dogs. Today, I'm just going to keep going after big dogs here. If I were to bet, Carolina Hurricanes are my gut play for the day. I'm not betting it, but that's where I would go if I was betting it. Also, looking at it a little bit more. I just like to see these underdogs that didn't open as big of underdogs, but the line has just inflated because some lineups have been announced or whatever. And I would look to take maybe Seattle as well after they've had after that massive jump on the Vancouver line. Those would probably be the 2 plays I would look, but obviously I'm not looking to make bets on preseason at the moment. I'm focusing on baseball and football. But if I were,
the Wild went from one. Sorry, continue.
It would be Hurricanes and Kraken for me.
All right, the Wild moved from -108 to +150. That's a lot of inflated.
That is a decent move too.
Richie took that action, and Ryan likes Vancouver, Seattle under 5.5. He got his under 6 yesterday. Finished 3-1. So good job with that. Looking at Carolina, so Nick is saying he likes Carolina.
Disclaimer, I didn't look any lineups or anything like that. I just saw the lines moving like crazy, and I just thought, let's take where probably the most value is, and that's when lines jump 70 cents.
Yeah, they have some prospects playing, but they will have Antti Ranta, and it looks like
It's not bad.
It looks like Zach Sawchenko, who came over from San Jose, will be the other goalie. He's going to want to prove himself. So he definitely has someone to play for. None of their really top guys, Ethan Bear, Calvin DeHaan, Dylan Coughlin, who came over from Vegas, he's going to want him to prove himself. Martinuk, Vasily Ponomarev, Andre Kasha. So they do have some guys and some prospects as well. But the reason why they're a big underdog is because Florida has a lot more regulars. But as we've seen, Nick is the last 2 days have said take these big dogs, and they've won. So maybe the big dogs are the way to look in some spots. Tim, preseason hockey. I know your Sabres let you down yesterday. What do you think about today?
Let's see. Are the Sabres playing? Nope. All right. I'm not interested. I barely bet hockey to begin with. Maybe take the Stars money line -1.5, -2. I have nothing involved in tonight's slate. I just wanted to annoy you. I'll bet 1 or 2 hockey plays a day come regular season. But I'm not going to go into the preseason. I don't know the players. I don't know the lineups. I don't know all that stuff. They're just a bunch of names to me. I could put stats next to them, but right now I'd rather just wait till the regular season. You guys make money doing it. You guys know all the players. I don't. So I'm going to stay away from it, besides betting the Sabres every chance I can get.
There you go.
Quite the strategy, Tim.
Yeah.
On to Thursday night football, the Dolphins and the Bengals. You can find the Dolphins +150 to +165. Cincinnati -175 to -190. 3.5s, a couple 4s, and then the total is 48.5 in most spots, a couple 48s in this one. I do have a play on the side and the total available on Picks and Parlays. They're both my premium plays. The link is in the description below. Use oralsportsbets.com, and the link is in the description below. But I do have a prop for this game, and that is Joe Burrow over 265.5 passing yards. No matter what the result is on the total or the side, Miami has been allowing passing yards. They're the second They've allowed the second most passing yards of any team. They are finding ways to stop people from scoring, but they're still giving up a lot of passing yards. Joe Burrow, the Bengals, a high passing offense. So I got 265.5 passing yards at minus 125. I like that. I like Burrow to pass a lot, and then we'll see what happens, obviously, during the game. Nick, Dolphins, Bengals, what do you think here?
Yeah, I played this early, and I thought I'd beat a nice line movement when it dropped a point, and then it's come back up 2 points. So it's at 48.5 now. I got 47.5. I'm on the under. It's a primetime game. They're 7-2-1 to the under so far this season, and I don't expect that to change too much. So I think that if this game was a 1 o'clock game in the middle of Sunday, it's probably be 46.5. So I think that these lines get a little overinflated when it comes to being a standalone game, comes to being a primetime game. So I'm going to go ahead, take under 47.5. It's a 48.5 now. I absolutely love it at that price, but I got 47.5 for it.
All right, Tim, Dolphins, Bengals, what do you think here?
Yeah, we're kind of on the same page. We put this up earlier in the week at 47 on the site, thinking that Tua would end up getting ruled out and it would drop down to like 42 area because he looked like he had concussion protocols and all that stuff. That did not happen. So I ended up putting it up again at 48.5 just to kind of leeway myself, give myself that 48 number. I do like the under. I see this one being a little bit of a lower scoring game. You did have the Bills defense who looked good, but the thing is, Cincinnati, their defense is okay. Their offensive line is a mess. I don't know if Cincinnati can score that much against them. This has got a 21-17 game written all over it, and that just shouts under to me, especially prime time, which is what, next 8-2. I know you had the push, but I know that one finished at 37.5 or 38.5, depending on where you got it. That Giants game was the only one that was a little bit kind of hairy because it landed right near that total. But primetime unders have been money this year so far.
Yeah, Nick said 7-2-1. Another place said 7-3, but I got
depending on where you got that.
Depends on where you got it. Yeah,
I got it where it was a win. So
yeah, exactly. It went from 39.5 to 39 to 38.5. So that's why you need to shop around, and that's where you get different lines. So there you go.
Liam says thoughts on Stars and Wild over 5.5. I don't know. I wouldn't really take the total. With the goaltending switching halfway through, that can definitely affect the total. Unders were really cashing and kind of came back down to earth. So it depends. Are the Stars forwards really ready for this game and excited for this game? Are they going to score a lot? Or is it going to be kind of a grinder out game? Maybe Minnesota comes out on top. But I don't really have any opinion on the total. Richie says no money line.
Yeah, because he had the cash the first 5 Tigers run line. He meant money line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was easy.
I was saying, I hope you're not talking about New Orleans money line for Sunday morning football.
No, but if real quick talking for, I know it's a little bit far away, but week 5, I will be fading the Saints and I will be fading the Vikings. Coming back, not on a bye week after a London game. I'll be on the Bears. I'll be on the Seahawks.
Well, the Vikings play the Bears?
Mm-hmm.
And the Saints play the Seahawks?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Interesting. Okay.
Both of those big plus points. I don't think they lose, but you got to kind of take the situational spot. I did the same thing with there was one game. Oh yeah, the Northwestern and Nebraska game. I faded Nebraska the next week as well and made money.
Yeah,
Richard says no. It's not New Orleans. Good. I'm glad, but no. Show announcements. First off, Sunday's show. There will not be a Sunday show. Sunday morning. That will be happening Saturday night instead. So that'll be a little bit different. But we won't be doing a Sunday show in the morning. And then starting next week, this show will move back to its normal hockey season time at 4 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to tune in next week, 1 hour later, 4 p.m. Eastern, getting back into the hockey. The reason we moved it was to try to get a little bit more early afternoon game baseball in, but that doesn't really happen with hockey except on weekends when there's the earlier show. So the show will be moving back to 4 p.m. Eastern next week. Phillies are letting us down, Tim. I know it's not over yet.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I couldn't get involved in that game. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, the Brewers are going to end up covering. Are going to end up getting that last wild card spot. Phillies are trash.
Yeah, the way they've been playing, I couldn't back them. I saw everyone's on them, so I'm hoping they win for you guys.
I liked Ranger Suarez, and he hasn't pitched bad. He let up 1 run, except for Javier Assad
for Cy Young Award
has given up none. So there you go.
Yeah, see, I was totally wrong about Assad when the start I backed him. He was completely garbage. So he's one of those guys that I didn't get right.
I remember backing him his first start and hitting with him. It was against St. Louis.
BetStamp, use code WILD in the referral code section. BetStamp is obviously the website that I bring up to show all the odds. They've got updated odds at a bunch of different sports books. So make sure to look at the different odds, do your line shopping, get the best number, and then use code WILD in the referral section. You can find my premium plays on Picks and Parlays. You can also find Tim and Nick there as well. Link is in the description below. We will look at baseball for the rest of the day. Tampa Bay, Cleveland was not a game I got involved with. It is the Guardians against a lefty. So if I was going to look at anything, maybe Tampa Bay first 5 would possibly be a look for me with Springs. But I don't want to fade Quantrill. He's been really good as of late. So that game's ultimately a stay off. Marlins Brewers, I'm on the first 5 under 4. We have Marlins against the lefty and Brewers against the lefty. Garrett has been pitching well. Lauer, not so much. So Lauer is the one I'm a little bit more worried about. But Marlins don't hit lefties. So
Marlins don't hit, period. But against lefties,
yes, but if you look at, well, they hit against the Mets the last couple of days. But no, if you look at their stats, they do hit against righties. They're not like amazing anymore against righties, but they were top 10 for a while. But they are the worst team against lefties. So under their first 5, was leaning full game as well, but didn't want to pull the trigger because bullpens could totally ruin a 7.5.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to get involved there. Athletics Angels, I did pull the trigger, backing Ohtani on his final start of the year on the Angels -1.5 at -115. It was a play that I was looking at, and I finally pulled the trigger. I am taking the Dodgers money line. Yes, I was hoping that it was going to be Manaea on the mound for the Padres. It isn't, but I still like the Dodgers.
I will say, according to RotoWire, it says that he will be the primary reliever, so he will pitch today. It looks like, according to RotoWire, but I cannot confirm or deny that.
So. Okay, well, Dodgers now is -130, so my -110 is looking good. I'm glad I got that at -110. Now it's -130. I wouldn't be playing it at that price. I'd be probably looking at the run line. But to each his own. Texas, Seattle, I didn't get involved in. And then Colorado, San Francisco is one of my plays on the site. Is my third play on the site. Tim, we'll go to you first. What do you think, MLB?
Yes, we're, as Richie mentioned earlier, we're on the Phillies, which they're down 1-0, which is just fantastic. That team is garbage now. I'm on Tampa already. I looked at the Guardians lineup. They still have a full lineup today, but I like Jeffrey Springs, and I'm gonna back Tampa because they're still fighting to, I guess, play against The Blue Jays. I don't really know if there's or catching to try to catch the Blue Jays, I should say, because they're only a game.
Right now Tampa would play Toronto,
Yeah,
and then Seattle would get Cleveland.
Yeah, and I guess Tampa's only a game and a half behind Toronto, so I guess they're still trying to fight to catch up to them. Maybe steal home field advantage in that series. So that's definitely something motivational to go after. Cleveland still locked in that 3 spot and not moving, but Cleveland's been hot. I still grabbed Tampa on that one. I grabbed Milwaukee on the run line. They did me good yesterday. I think the Braves are in a bad spot after playing an extra inning game yesterday against the Mets. Now having to travel.
You mean the Marlins?
The Marlins. What do you mean?
You said the Braves.
Sorry. Marlins are coming off of a extra inning game against the Mets. Brewers got to stay home. I know their game ended a little bit after the Mets game did, but I still think Lauer is better than Garrett. Garrett's been up and down this year. So is Lauer. But when it comes to it, Miami doesn't hit. And I think the Brewers can get a little bit against them. I would lean towards an under in this game, but as you mentioned, bullpens could definitely ruin that one for me. I'm on Seattle. I'm going to back Marco Gonzalez. I don't want to say it's a must-win game, but at this point, Seattle, stay in that 6 spot. You'll have a lot better of a chance going to Cleveland than you would going to Toronto, in my opinion. So I want Seattle. I want Seattle to do well, but stay in that 6 spot. And then I'm not touching the last couple of games of the night. Dodgers and Padres both look like they're going to have an opener and then a reliever. So yes, let's go Mets. They play tomorrow. But this is not a spot I want to go after. Maybe a lean towards San Diego just because they still are playing for something, but I can't go after that game. And then I don't want to play the game that they're playing for exercise with Colorado and San Fran, so I'm leaving off that game. Yes, under in the Rays game is fine.
3.5 scare me, but I shouldn't say 3.5 scare me. I have to really, really like it to take the 3.5. But those are 2 very good pitchers, so I want to talk you off it. Nick, what do you think here? The rest of baseball.
Yeah, I've got tons of action remaining on the rest of the slate here. I'm on the Angels run line. That's it. I didn't really get to anything else on this slate. Looking at the games here, I think there's all of 5 of them remaining. Cleveland, Tampa, I think that game was lined about right. Miami and Milwaukee has my attention a little bit here. I kind of like the fish in the first 5. It's just something. I saw a little bit of line value with Miami earlier. They were a full line value team, but that's just one I didn't get to. But it's a strong lean towards the fish first 5. I'm on the Angels run line. I didn't have a line for the Dodgers game earlier, so I stayed off of that one. I lean towards the Rangers in this one, in that game against the Mariners at that pick'em price, and I lean Giants as well, but I only got to the Angels for the remainder of the slate.
All right. We will go to the best bet segment and start with over under here in just 1 second.
I switched mine up a little bit.
Okay. That's totally fine. We will start with over under. And for me, Miami and Milwaukee, first 5 under 4. Neither team hits lefties well at all. So lefty versus lefty, and I'm getting a 4. I'll take it. Nick, you are going Miami, Cincinnati, under 48.5. Dave is on the same side. Miami, Cincinnati, under 48.5. Tim, you are going, oh, great. You're.
Let's see if we can figure this one out. See if a Canadian can figure out a United States game.
Oh, come on, Tim.
It's obviously South Carolina State against South Carolina. Hey! I heard that the South Carolina teams are facing each other, but SC State, I can do that. But no, it's funny because if you watched Morning Wood earlier, Ali was like, he's Canadian. So, but it is true. Like, as I don't know, other Canadians follow college football and basketball, but I don't really, so I'll be honest.
That's fair.
Ryan is going with the Angels, team total over 4.5 for his over-under. Going on to dog of the day for me, Minnesota Wild money line plus 150. Trying to go to 3-0 in the preseason. Ryan is going with the Texas Rangers plus 104. That's his dog of the day. And then going on to best bets for me. Now that I'm hearing, I had Dodgers money line put in, and then seeing that it wasn't going to be Manaea, but now hearing that Manaea may pitch, I like Dodgers money line a lot, but I also really like Burrow over 265.5 passing yards. So I'll stick with that because I don't know for sure that Manaea is going to be in there. I'll stick with Burrow. Nick, you are going with your only MLB play of the day, Angels minus 1.5, minus 115. Yep. Tim, you are taking the Milwaukee Brewers minus 1.5, plus 125. Dave is going, his best bet is also his total. He's going double dipping here with Miami and Cincinnati under 48.5. And Ryan is going with Tampa Bay, Cleveland, first 5 under 3.5. So for whoever was asking, Richie, that is Ryan's best bet of the day. Richie says it's about the money, Spider-Man.
It's not about the money, Spider-Man.
Oh,
it's about the Mets, baby.
And then Dave says, hello from the road, Milkers. Hello.
What's up, nerd? Nerd.
But yeah, that is today's show. No hockey season preview show today. We will be doing the Leafs tomorrow, and then the other teams will be released over the weekend. Sorry? Well, yeah, but there's 5 others, but they're going to be released throughout the weekend.
Oh, the Leafs. That one should be pretty plain and simple, right?
Well, we go over their off-season additions and their team and what their roster
that's
looks
definitely
like,
not a polarizing team whatsoever. Yeah, they're totally not a polarizing team. We're good.
Yeah, playoffs will be tough when we talk about the Leafs.
One and done.
What could we possibly expect? Richie says the Stars. Well,
the Stars that night are big and bright. Sorry.
You got to do what you got to do, Richie. But go Wild. Best of luck to everybody on your bets tonight. Smash the like button if you like the content. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Appreciate all the support. And we will see you again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for the final time before moving to 4 p.m. Eastern next week. Best of luck, guys. Have a good one.